Hello friends, this is me Shahid and welcome to Medical Khan YouTube channel. And as you guys know, I'm making this series of lectures, and this is a new series in which I will make some good videos related to Guyton, physiology, and some other subjects as well. But our target is Guyton majorly. So let's start it. And it is the chapter 1 of Guyton physiology, and it is functional organization of the human body and control of internal environment. So guys, the basic and first important point is this chapter is that you have to understand the physiology definition. Physiology, what is physiology? So actually it is the function. If you talk about the physio side, is the function of the different organs of the body, and which you study in physiology. Actually it's the science that explains the physical and chemical mechanisms that are responsible for the origin, development, and progression of life of living organisms, the different processes, the different mechanisms that goes on inside the body of living organisms. So that's all we study, means the function we study of different organ systems inside the body. Physiology is basically divided into different categories, different branches, and one is viral physiology, one is cellular physiology, bacterial physiology, plant physiology, and vertebrate physiology, mammalian physiology, and human. The last but not the least, human physiology. Our main focus will be on human physiology. And if we talk about the human physiology, it's the branch of physiology in which we study the specific characteristics and mechanisms of human body, different processes, different workouts inside the human body we study, and human physiology. Characteristics which makes the human body a living being we all study in human physiology. And guys, hunger, which makes us to seek food, fear makes us to seek refuge, sensation of cold allows us to look for a warm place, ability of reproduction, and these all mentioned characteristics which I told you, these all mentioned characteristics these are the characteristics of a human being, of a living thing, of a living human. And and in this way human try to adjust itself with different environment. So yeah, the other important topic we have to study is the cell. So cell, the basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms, is a cell. And when group of similar cells come together with similar characteristics and make up a tissue which performs its specific function across the body. Examples are, if we say red blood cell here, so red blood cells, there are 25 trillion. There are 25 trillion, guys, remember, 25 trillion red blood cells in human body. And its function is transport O2 from lungs to the tissues and return back along with CO2 from the tissues, and take carbon dioxide from the tissues back to the lungs to expel it through the alveoli out of human body. So human beings have a total of 100 trillion cells. This is another important point here you have to remember in this chapter. The mechanism of energy production, or we can say metabolism, is the same in all living body, and in which oxygen reacts with carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and through the process of catabolism, energy production takes place. So yeah, cells can make replicate copies of themselves. And yeah, so guys, and the other topic that we have to discuss here is the extracellular fluid. So guys, the fluid outside the cell is called the extracellular fluid. We can say it's the internal environment of the human body. So 60% of the human body is fluid and water, solution of ions, and most of the fluid is inside the cell, and it's called intracellular fluid. Okay, around 1/3 of fluid is in space outside the cell, is called the extracellular fluid, which circulates all across the body. And yeah, ECM means extracellular fluid has nutrients and ions which are required by cells to maintain life. This all living cells and essentially living essentially in the same environment. That's why ECM is also called internal environment of the human body, and it's also called milieu interior. And guys, this term was introduced 150 years ago by a French physiologist of 19th century, Claude Bernard. So cells can easily capable of living and performing specific functions as long as they are in proper concentration of the mentioned below nutrients are available. So these are oxygen, glucose, different ions, and amino acids and substances are, if they are in proper level in the internal environment, so cells will perform its specific functions normally. The other topic is the internal environment, means the fluid inside the cytosol of the cell is called intracellular fluid. So here we are talking about the differentiation between the intracellular and extracellular environment, mean the extracellular and intracellular fluid actually. So extracellular fluid have sodium, chloride, bicarbonate, ions, oxygen, glucose, fatty acids, amino acids, and carbon dioxide, which is transported from cells to lungs to expel it out. And intracellular fluid have potassium, magnesium, and phosphate ions and abundance. So that's all